What's up guys, welcome back to another video. So in this video I'm going to be talking about cultural shock, moving from Africa to UK, aka Kenya to UK, and the difference. So when I moved here, I've been living in the UK for many years, I'll say. When I moved here to join my family, oh, obviously I knew I was gonna come to join my family, but before I arrived here, when I was just, leaving from Africa, I was so sad. I cried so much. I was like, I'm gonna miss my friends. Aish, the good time, the fun time, the chill time. I didn't know about the life here, but still, I was just so sad. I was literally so sad. Anyway, so when I arrived here, it was in March. It was freezing cold. Yeah, we know how cold it is in March. The first thing that shocked me was everyone was wearing long jackets, scarf, gloves, and boots. And black, like literally almost everyone is wearing black here, black there. So I was like, oh my God, I'm not gonna wear this. I'm not gonna wear this jacket. Oh no. But I got used to it. But obviously, because in Africa it's not that cold, so yeah, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm gonna wear this jacket. Another thing, shock was how people were rushing. Everyone was in a rush. People were rushing here, people were rushing. They're rushing. I was walking out there. I'm like, walking so slowly, at African time, taking my time. Then I'm like, everyone is passing. I had to adjust. Well, because in Africa, we used to just walk slowly, chill, relax. We'll go out anytime at night, evening, daytime. We just walk slowly, telling stories, walking slowly, standing on the road, talking. But here, hi, was something different. But I had to get used to it. Another thing that shocked me was just how people were locked in their houses. Prison in their houses. Yes, it is. People are locked up in their houses, windows locked, doors locked. People just looking outside the window. Yeah. People are locked up in those little houses of theirs. Nice houses of theirs. Kids are into. Because when I moved here, I didn't start going to school immediately. Everyone would go to work and I used to stay in the house. So, obviously nowhere to go. There's so much of nowhere to go here. If you want to go somewhere, you have to travel, jump on the train, travel underground, pay money, travel. Spend so much money just to go out. Spend so much money to go to a nice place and go out and have a good time. And get lost, because most of those places are not so easy to find. Get lost. Be ready to get lost. And so obviously I used to just be in the house. I look outside the window and I hear just so quiet, And the memory of Africa, how we used to be just out, washing cars, playing, sitting outside, just the sun, absorbing the sun. Kids playing, running around. The kids, they go out, they play, they come back, they eat lunch, they go back again playing, they come back, they have supper. You just play at night, we just be outside. It was relaxed. But now here, it was obviously so different. Places to go was so many. You don't have to have money to go out. Here, you have to have money to go out. That's one thing. Like literally, if you don't have money, it's just, because in Africa, we just used to go to walk in the market. We just walk. We don't have to buy nothing, but it was just so, there's so many places to go. Now here, obviously, there was nowhere to go. I would just be in the house, wishing for that time in Africa. All I used to hear was birds crying, all that noise of birds and all that. But I had to get used to it. Another thing is people are constantly working. And obviously in Africa, people work as well. People hustle one way or the other to make money. Here, I don't know, people are working these jobs. This job in abroad, Everyone is working. Everyone is working that job. People are literally just working. Like, people barely have time to catch up, hang out. Like, people are constantly busy. You have families you barely see, you have friends you barely see, you have a man you barely see, you have a girlfriend you barely see, once in a while. They're constantly working 24/7. But again, it's a choice. But the more they're working, the more they're broke. Do you imagine? People are constantly working, but again, they're constantly broke. People constantly have no time to go out. People constantly are like, oh, I'm broke, oh, it's too expensive, oh, can we go out, oh, it's too expensive, oh, I don't have money. But they're constantly working, oh, I'm working, oh, da, 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 da. Obviously, when I came here, before I started working, I was okay. When I started working, I was working. But later on, after I had my daughter, I came to realize, whew, like, I've been working. But the more you're working, the more you're getting broke. I just had to slow down. But in Africa, obviously, people are hustling, but people are chill. It's easy. It's easy. Don't pressure no one. It's easy. Like, people relax, no pressure. So that was really different. Another thing when I was saying, guys, about the people staying in their houses, lock the doors. Like, here, people just stay in their houses, lock doors, lock windows. That was really different. Like, people constantly stay in the house here. Lock your door, stay in your house, lock it tight, because someone could easily get in. But in Africa, the doors are just easily left open. People open the doors, people chill, open the door, kids playing out, people washing outside. The doors are open. Even at the up country, in the city, because people have gates, the doors are constantly open. When I was in Africa, we constantly just leave our door open. Kids would just come in and play and then come out. But here, people are constantly closing the doors. Safety, security. People are constantly closing the doors, locking the doors. So, yeah, it was different, because in Africa, because I brought a relative here. My mother-in-law, she couldn't afford living here. She was getting sick. She kept getting depressed and all that, because she couldn't stand staying in the house. When you come from home, you used to just being out. They used to being outside, hanging around, seeing their neighbors walking around. Here, you hardly see your neighbor. You're living there. Your neighbor is living there. You hardly even see them. You don't even see them forever. I have neighbors I don't even see. I see them once in a while, once in a lifetime. You barely see them, because people are constantly locking themselves in the house. You barely see them. When the neighbor moves out, you don't even know they moved. People are constantly locking themselves in the house. Hey, Chineke. Anyways, another thing is party life. Party life here is okay, but it's boring compared to the one in Africa, Kenya specifically. Here, clubs are closed, obviously, weekdays, apart from Friday, unless it's bank holiday, and clubs close at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. Most of the time, 3 a.m., unless, again, it's a bank holiday. And that's just Friday and Saturday. Clubs are open. Sunday, weekdays, other weekdays, they are closed. So, where I live in my area, obviously, there are no nice clubs around. Like, most of the time, you have to travel to get a nice club to go to. There's a Windsor clubs, or whatever clubs in Windsor called Liquids. I've been there twice, the old one and the new one. It's just boring. It's just dead boring. Let me leave it at that. But it is boring. Clubs close so early. But compared to in Africa, like I used to go there, the party life is late. Hey, is late. And then when you go to club, most of the time people are just standing. People are just standing. You see me? I see you. You see me? And I see you. People are just standing. In Africa, it is amazing. People are dancing. People are having a good time. Clubs are open Monday to Sunday. Every day, and it goes on until morning. Because I've been to club when I was in Africa, especially 2015. I was partying like with my cousins, the friends. We were staying to club until morning, and then we'll go home in the morning at 7. Take a bus, we get home at 9 from the club. It was late, and there's so many clubs. The clubs are everywhere. They are both amazing. If you want to go to high class club, they're both amazing. It's amazing. It's dope. It's fun. Everyone is dancing. Club goes on until morning. So I miss the party life. Another thing is when I went to school here, when I came here, I went to school for a short time before going to college because I was already in school in Africa. So when I went to school, I was shocked. I see young girls, students in that primary school smoking outside. I used to finish and wait for my dad to pick me up. I was like, wow, 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 wow. Hey, young girls, kids are smoking like this. Wow, what's gonna happen when they get to 20, when they get to 18, like at this age already? Anyway, in Africa, it's school. Maybe in college, people will do that, but in primary, unless those bad kids were getting away from parents, but in school, there, if you do such things, you are dead. I'm not saying you're gonna be dead, but you know what's gonna go down. You're gonna be in a big punishment. Like the punishment you're gonna have. Don't even study. Don't even study. Discipline in Africa is different. Don't even study. Don't even go there. Another thing here, obviously, I went here to college. Yeah, I went to school. I went to college. So here, I went to college. Oh my God, I remember how some students used to speak to teachers. Like here, people just speak to teachers anyhow. Fuck off. Anyhow, swearing, saying things, people just get up and go, come in, get up and go, da 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 da, disrespectful, da 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 da. I looked at it, I was like, I can never be a teacher in this country. No, 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 no. This is the last job. But in Africa, you can't do that. If you wanna go out, please get up, ask permission before you can go out. Ask permission before you can speak. Obviously, they do ask permission here before you speak. Raise your hands, but it is just different. The discipline is very different. Here, students just speak. They just speak anyhow. They speak. The teacher has no control. Like literally, has no control, and that's the pressure. In Africa, say no more. Say no more. The discipline is there. Say no more. You're supposed to be quiet. You're supposed to speak when you're spoken to. You don't speak unless you're spoken to. You're supposed to be quiet. Or you get the punishment. Because I went to boarding school in Africa and it wasn't easy. The punishment, that's going to come later on. If you subscribe, you're going to, get the story. Anyway, so Africa, the school is really different. The discipline, it's just completely different to here. So that was really different. I just had to sit there and I'm just looking because I came from Africa where we're being disciplined and here there was no discipline. I was just like, wow. Another thing is here, obviously, students most of the time, okay, maybe primary school, they're not using computer, but here most of the time, students do everything in the computer, typing. Obviously in Africa, the students also use computer, but not everyone. They have computers. Sometimes they use them for some lessons, but not every time. When I was in Africa in high school, I remember we used to write. Africa is writing by hand. There's no typing. Other classes, other levels, they type, but most of the time, like primary, because I didn't go college in Africa, I went to primary and boarding school. We were writing. So your handwriting has to be perfect. Basically, also we used to be punished for having bad handwritings. Your handwritings had to be perfect, clean. So we used to write. You used to be given a whole textbook and you're being told to summarize it and write it. You write until your hands turn red. You write until your hands sweat. You write until you can't write anymore. But here it's typing. Everything is, machine. Everything is machine. Easy work, easy come, easy go. So, yeah, but I mean, not a problem. Yeah, another thing, let me think. Yeah, here, people just, when I moved here, I've gotten used to it. People just easily say to you, darling, oh, darling, babe, darling, sweetie, dear, darling. So someone from Africa might find it weird, or because in Africa people just don't tell you darling, dear, honey, whatever, any random person. But here people do that. It is nice, but someone who's not used to that, if you come here and you just start getting that, you might find it different. I had to get used to it, and I also do it because I'm used to it, but in Africa, no, someone is going to tell you with your name. They're going to call you with your real name. whoever you are, unless you are in, you know, in a relationship or whatever, you're gonna be called with your real names. You know what I mean? Yeah. Another thing here, let me think. What else shocked me when I came here? What else? Yeah, another thing here, because people, you know, basically you don't see your neighbor. People constantly lock their doors and you barely see your neighbors. Like, honestly, because where I live personally, I used to have a neighbors, like two young guys who used to live next to me. Honestly, I didn't like them. I felt like they were a bit weird. I'm glad they moved. I feel like they were a bit weird. Yeah. One time they came to my house saying that, oh, there's a shoes in my house that was delivered and they were looking for it, you know, and I was like, there's no shoes delivered in my house here. They were a bit weird. And when they disappeared, I don't know where they went to, they moved, I was happy. But the thing about my neighbor is people just keep moving, and then new people come in, and all of a sudden I don't see my neighbor. The next person is in, all of a sudden the next person come in, and you barely even see them. I sometimes go to my neighbors, and I'm knocking, because I have different neighbors, and I'm like knocking, maybe sometimes you need help, and no one hardly opens. People hardly close the door. Someone move in, come in, you don't even realize. People just, I'm like, next time I'm seeing a different person, I'm like, oh, what happened to the person who used to live here? They moved already. But now in Africa, people easily knock onto the doors, because people leave the doors open. People easily knock onto the door and say, oh, can you help me with this? Can you help me with this? Can you give me this? In Africa, you easily go to your neighbor. You can just be at your neighbor's houses there, and you're like, Aish, can you help me with that? You can easily borrow salt. We easily borrow salt from one another. You can easily borrow salt to your neighbor if you run out of salt. Now that happens in Africa. People run out of salt, and sometimes you don't want to go to the shop, or you can't afford it. Someone easily can borrow you and you give them, but that doesn't happen here. Who's gonna borrow you salt? Nobody. Those people constantly are just in their houses, and then people will find it weird. You know, people will find it weird. That's why Africa is so unique. Someone can easily borrow you sugar. Someone can easily say, oh, you know, you have some food left. Can I, you know, have this? Can we exchange? I have this, you know, let me exchange. Let me give you this. I used to experience that when I used to live in up country. Someone can just say, oh, I have this food, but I don't like it. What do you have? Can we exchange? And you exchange with the neighbors. But now here, it's you alone in your house. Yeah. And then your neighbors can be very dangerous as well. So I don't know. Anyway, what else was I gonna pick in? What was I gonna say? I can't think of anything. Yeah. But still, you know, and obviously there's things move slow in Africa, but still it's good because it's chilled. As I said, here things move very, very fast. And, you know, another thing really different is in Africa, if you say time, if you tell somebody, let's meet at 1, I'm telling you, they're going to turn up at 3. And they're going to turn up at 2. But here, if it's 1, it's 10 minutes before 1. Yeah. It's 10 minutes before 1. It's 5 minutes before 1. But as African time, you know, we're gonna be coming 2 hours late, 1 hour late, you know. Yeah, 1 hour late, 2 hours late. That's how people move in Africa, obviously. That's how we move. Easy. Don't stress. No stress. So guys, I'm gonna end this video. Yes, I'm gonna end this video. And don't forget to show me some love. Please like, share, and subscribe. And see you in my next video. Mwah. Love you guys. Peace.